News from the federal government school feeding program as suppliers of food receive payment for school feeding for January 2020 to ensure pupils have their meals on time. Farmers discover new cotton seeds with high potential for quality fabrics. We also beam our searchlight on the commencement of the strategy adopted by the Federal Road Safety Corps to checkmate drunk driving among motorists across the country. These and more from the lineup for today's panorama. We thank you for joining us. I'm Ian John. A proactive move, the federal government has paid suppliers of foodstuff and cooks under the Homegrown School Feeding Program for January 2020. This is to ensure that feeding the 9.9 million pupils in the participating states and the FCT starts immediately schools resume in the next 2 weeks. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, announced this in Abuja, explaining that the funds were released in December to give the suppliers and cooks adequate time to procure and stock foodstuff to avoid excuses. The minister expresses federal government's appreciation of reports of improved pupils' hygiene and attendance in the schools and wants that the federal government would not accept any drop in the nutritional quality of the meals given to the children. And in agriculture, the new cotton seed variety produced by the Nigerian agronomists has been proved to have potential for high-quality fiber suitable for textile materials. Here is Musa Baba Aliyu with details.
Salmanu Abdullahi is the current president of Genius Association and has been into the cotton business for more than 50 years. He says in those years when cotton business was booming, Genialists were providing vacation jobs for most students in northern Nigeria. Sadly, he said, today only few Genialists are working.
We have about 54, and honestly speaking, just about 10, 12 that are functionally working now.
And why the remaining ones are not working?
Because of lack of the material to process.
Salmanu and other key players in the textile industry are of the view that the country will gradually move to her rightful place in the world of cotton business, believing that the new variety of cotton seeds produced by Nigerians will equally contribute largely to the federal government's textile policy and programs.
This field day will also serve to assess the excitement generated among cotton farmers on the seed performance, with yield potential of between 4.1 to 4.4 tons per hectare. This compared to what you get using the traditional varieties, would give you only between 250 to 750 kilograms per hectare.
Rose Gidado is one of the scientists that participated in the discovery of the seeds. She says the new variety produced close to 70 bulbs against 10 to 20 the old variety produces.
With this now, there will be access to quality seeds, improved and quality seeds, and then certified seeds. Of course, that is what the National Agric Seed Council has always been advocating for, that farmers should use improved seeds, quality seeds, and this is it. That seeds that can give you 100% germination rate, and seeds that are very viable, and seeds of course that have in them protection.
It is expected that farmers will have access to the new variety in 12 cotton producing states before next rainy season. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
In the spirit of the season, the Minister of Women Affairs went round Abuja City to show love to internally displaced persons and orphans. The visit is also to give them a projection into areas of priority. CAM 2020. Momso Damian Dati reports.
It's a Sunday, the last in the year 2019, and even this decade, regardless of the complacency and lull that characterized government functions during this period, the Ministry of Women Affairs is not deterred in their resolve to touch the lives of destitutes. So in their numbers, officials of the ministry set out for the IDP camp. The first point of call was the Malaysian Gardens community, Apo. The visit provided a platform for a heart-to-heart talk with the minister. Many issues were raised. Among them, no school, no healthcare facilities. These, in addition to skills empowerment, are now to be included on the minister's exclusive actionable list. Next on the roll call is IDP camp in Wassa, a satellite community with its own peculiar challenges. Here, however, the minister took out time to visit individual homes to have a first-hand experience of the quality of lives. It's not so pleasant, she says. Area of priority that must be addressed too.
Our problem is scholarship. If you can solve all our problem now, we will be happy.
Then the train changes direction to an orphanage and it's Mother Teresa's Children's Home in Gwarimpa, a joyous and pleasant experience for the family.
Almost 4 years now since we lost our mother, and we thank God, we're still standing. It's added a lot. It showed us that, our work doesn't go unrecognized.
I feel happy and excited.
But here comes the final stop, Heritage Orphanage, where the children also enjoyed a good time, receiving lots of hugs, care and gifts to go with.
It shows we still have people that know we are into existence and they care about us.
For the IDPs, you saw how moved I was. It was really emotional, and the deplorable condition of where they were living, and most of them, they don't have water, they don't have light. The health of most of the children was not good enough. It's not just for this Christmas season alone. We'll try to check on them and to know what's happening with the children, because the child belongs to all.
Experience gathered from the visit, the minister says, will guide them on areas to focus on in 2020. In Abuja, Momso Damien Lati, NTA News.
And that's the much we can take on Panorama today. At this point, we now join our outside broadcast crew for the live broadcast of a book launch on integrity and power play, understanding the Buhari phenomenon.
This is the network service of the NTA. We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
Great heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for Nigeria to take your seat.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this live broadcast coming from the services of is a literary document that garners the experience and attributes of the current Nigerian leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, to introduce fresh perspectives into the issues surrounding the existence of credible leadership. The book goes beyond biography.
Please put your hands together for him. You're welcome, sir. Also, our host this afternoon is another person, another elder statesman, a great Nigerian former minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Sam Ode MNI. Our book reviewer is here this morning. Sorry, he's here this afternoon. He's the author of 67 books. He has been to so many platforms telling this Nigerian story, including prisons. But he's here today with his inspiring story to inspire the Nigerian youth. So an act he's known for and something he does passionately. Please put your hands together for the man that has seen it all, Professor Udenta O. Udenta. Also in our midst is a representative of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai. Is being represented here by Major General U.S. Mohammed, Chief of Civil Military Affairs. We're here this afternoon to tell a story, the Nigerian way. Also like to recognize in our midst this afternoon, representative of the Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Colonel Hamid Ali retired, who is represented by the spokesman of the Nigerian Customs Service, DC Joseph Atta. We have in our midst representative of the Benue State Governor is here with us, Honorable Shima Ayati. You're welcome, sir. Honorable Shima Ayati is a special advisor to Benue State Governor on intergovernmental affairs. You're welcome, sir. Also, we have in our midst the Commissioner for Finance, Edo State, Honorable Joseph Eboigbe, who is representing the Executive Governor of Edo State. You're welcome. And now, please permit me to pause here for recognitions as we welcome our chairman, our chief host rather, to give his remarks. Please put your hands together for our chief host, our former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Honorable Sam Ode MNI.
Before I go into the detail of my speech, I would like to make short remarks about what has become the stable, the Nigerian News, which also has the television Nigerian, and of course other tabloids under this network. A few years ago, precisely about 3.5 years ago, in London, a group of young, very patriotic Nigerians met and decided that we needed to change the narrative about the reportage concerning our country, Nigeria. What you hear about Nigeria, especially in the international scene, it's all about the negative stories that, of course, have been initiated by a few very unscrupulous and very unpatriotic Nigerians. The other good side is usually hidden beneath the curtains. And so we decided that this platform will be a pro-Nigerian platform to sell Nigeria to the rest of the world and tell our story in the manner that it should be. So in a brief, that is the foundation of the Nigerian. I deliver my speech. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, members of the diplomatic corps, the chairman of this occasion, who is here ably represented by our elder statesman, the man who steered the very historic election of Chief MKO Abiola in 1993, popularly then known as the Hope 93, Senator Jonathan Silas Zengina. Our special guests of honor, all distinguished invited guests, members of the academic community here present, board members and staff of the Nigerian News, members of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, let me start by wishing you compliments of the season. I proclaim loud appreciation to Almighty God for the grace and the rare gift of life which have enabled us to see this day in the abundance of good health and prosperity. I welcome and extend my hearty greetings to all of you for sparing time out of your very busy schedules, especially in these festivities, to honor our invitation for a celebration like this. We consider it a cherished honor. We equally consider the celebration of our 3rd anniversary this year an epochal event. It is a twine celebration because it also features the public presentation and launch of a book on our democratic leader, our amiable president, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Previously, we have had 2 of these events in faraway United Kingdom, where this medium was birthed. This time, we decided that we must bring it back home. The book is authored, of course, by Philip Agbese, who is one of the founders of the Nigerian News and a tested researcher. He is the CEO of this news medium. Let me recall briefly that in the last 2 anniversary celebrations of the Nigerian News, we had, like I said earlier, the event in foreign lands where this idea was conceived. We have opted this year to have this venue in Nigeria and to bring the event closer home, to give a broader spectrum of Nigerians the opportunity to share in our joy and our celebrations. We reason that it will also raise a platform for Nigerians to appraise our progress and offer any advice with ease, since it will be locally held. What we have attempted to do at the Nigerian News in the past 3 years is to bridge the apparent gulf by propagating the positive aspects of our lives through the development of journalism model. This has often been neglected or even undermined by other media platforms. At the Nigerian, we are driven by the patriotism and love for our country as our core guiding principle. I must say, the journey so far has been steady and quite progressive. We have ensured improvement in our service delivery in the global media market where there are observable lapses. This is not to say we have touched the skyline of perfection yet, as change, innovations, and improvements are indispensable dosages of everyday existence. We must admit that coming this far is enabled by your steadfast and dependable support. Thus far, we appreciate every one of you seated in this hall for the absolute support and assistance to us in countless ways. Many friends and partners obviously could not make it here today, not because they don't know what we are doing at the Nigerian, but of course we appreciate them. We also know that the exigencies of the festivity period has prevented them for very good reasons from being here today. In the course of this task, you represent to us priceless pillars which smoothened for us rough paths and erected bridges over stormy seas for us to cross seamlessly. May Almighty God continue to reward you with infinite blessings for your kindness and generosity to us. We can't thank you enough. Your Excellencies, this celebration of the Nigerian News will also feature presentation of awards to deserving Nigerian leaders, both men and women, who have distinguished themselves in leadership to humanity. It covers various aspects of leadership in Nigeria. I salute the award screening committee immensely. They performed painstaking and meticulous job of selecting the awardees from the very competitive lists of nominees in every category after receiving entries from our readers and our fans. We have no reason to fault that sense of judgment. I therefore congratulate the respective recipients or awardees for making the list of the Nigerian News Hall of Fame. And for those who are making the lists for the second or for the third time, there is no doubt that you have carved a niche of excellence in all ramifications. This year's celebration is laced with a public presentation and launch of a book written on President Buhari titled Integrity versus Power Play, Understanding the Buhari Phenomenon. It is inspiring, elucidative, and a replay of the concealed but very essential ingredients of the life of Mr. President. It dwells deeply on salient angles which have consistently depicted President Buhari as an iconic leader. Of course, with looming shadows on the landscape of Nigeria's public service and leadership. Indeed, a five-star Democrat. The rare insights into Mr. President's private and public lives have answered the questions most Nigerians and the world frequently ask about the persona of Mr. President. I urge you to buy as many copies as possible in order to give your friends who are absent at this very great occasion. I extend my basket full of gratitude to Professor Bitrus Gwamna for his time and energy in excellently editing the book. Thank you. Lastly, again, I invite all of you to join us in this twine celebration as I congratulate the awardees for their leadership excellence. I urge them never to relent in the pursuit of public good, but continue to do more in their respective capacities for our beloved country, Nigeria. Finally, I implore all of you never to flinch in your support for the administration of President Buhari in charting the way forward for a new Nigeria. He is a leader who has placed public good and Nigeria foremost above all private interests. We are obligated to give him every support to succeed in completely regenerating Nigeria in all spheres. Thank you all. May God grant you journey mercies to your various destinations at the end of this event. We wish you a blissful, happy, and very prosperous year 2020 ahead. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
All right. Thank you very much. That was speech by Sam Ode, who is the chief host of this event. He stressed the need for this third edition of Nigerian news here in Nigeria, where he also informed that the event will also witness presentation of awards to 17 Nigerians. And he also called on all to support the government of President Muhammadu Buhari towards the success of the country.
I welcome our chairman to the podium to give his remarks. Our chairman is a man that has played a historical role in the Nigerian journey. Notable among them was when he was the Senate president and through the gavel of his hand smashed life out of a tenure elongation bill at the Senate. And the man who was on the other side of the divide then is here with us here today. Also has a great story to tell. Another great Nigerian that I respect very well. He's representing our former Senate President, His Excellency Senator Ken Namani. Please join me as I welcome Representative, distinguished Senator Jonathan Silas Zwengena. Please put your hands together for him. You can do better, please. You can do better. Daddy.
The chief host, the representatives of various invited guests, awardees, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I stand here representing Senator Ken Namani, former President of the Senate, who is unavoidably absent. He's a very good friend and a good leader. And so I undertook to represent him. I'd like to apologize that I am not reading any speech on his behalf, but I will make some preliminary comments. The first is that to thank the platform that brought us here, that is the Nigerian. And when I read through what they have been doing and listening to the chief host, I think they are doing a very wonderful job, particularly when they have chosen to relocate and do it here in Nigeria. I'd like to congratulate you for this excellent effort. This book launch is very peculiar. First, it is a book launch of a seminal Nigerian who has been part of the Nigerian story from day one. He's the president of the Federation. There are so many things known about him, but I have not read the book. From the summary, I would say that the contents of the book will educate us a lot about his pedigree, his history, his struggles, his determination, and his iconic gifts that have endeared him to Nigerians, and particularly to those who actually revere him almost ceaselessly. So I'd like to thank you for giving us that background to our president. I would like to also thank you for choosing many Nigerians from various fields to be given some awards. It is good to recognize people when they do well and to recognize them in a manner that not only encourages them to do better, but encourages others to emulate them and aim to reach their excellence or even surpass it. So with that, I think the Nigerian has done a wonderful job. It's not really a twin effort. I would say it is a multidisciplinary effort. So please keep it up. Lastly, I would say that when we read the book, let us read it carefully and also between the lines. Because in the book about a leader, there are so many things to learn. First and foremost, you will learn that most leaders are not born with silver spoons. They are just born like ordinary children, and they choose to discipline themselves through their various studies, through their various endeavors, until they become leaders. And that leadership starts sometimes from the primary school or the secondary school. And they acquire these traits until they reach the level where the nation recognizes them, and even they become presidents, or become governors, or become ministers, or become presidents of the Senate and other form of leaders. So let's read it carefully so that there will be lessons to pick, if not for ourselves, for our children. There are lessons also to pick so that you can have a role model. From what you have read about the leaders, so much can be used there to guide your life, to shape it, to educate you, and to also discipline you with respect to what you can do to achieve the selection of a very good citizen in this country. I would like to thank all of you for coming, and I wish you the best of luck. I wish you that you will leave here richer, more educated, and more enriched than you came here. Thank you, and God bless you all.
All right, thank you very much, former Senate President, distinguished Senator Ken Nnamani, represented there by distinguished Senator Jonathan Silas Zongeda. Thank you very much, sir. In our midst, we'd like to recognize the presence of Professor Hamed Ilyasu, SA to the DGCO NTI, Professor Garuba Dahuwa Azari. Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome. It was Patrice Lumumba who reminded Africans from the street of Congo that a time will come when Africa will tell their stories. It will not be stories from off the shores of Africa, but stories inspired within the shores of Africa, and stories that will inspire hope, inspire greatness, and inspire dignity. Television Nigeria has been saying the Nigerian story, the African way. We have other Nigerians here who have been saying the Nigerian story, the Nigerian way, and the African story, the African way, on and off the shores of Africa. And one of such is Nigeria's ambassador in the entertainment industry, one of the funniest beings that Nigeria and Africa has ever produced. Please join me as I welcome my brother, my friend, Otsama. Please put your hands together for him. You're about to laugh.
The Chief Host, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. My duty here today is to relax the event because I see Nigerians, we are all here today. We might be few here, but we're representing Nigerians here in Nigeria and diaspora. There's something I noticed here. Meanwhile, before I continue, congratulations the Nigerians for the 3rd anniversary. As I was coming in, I was observing. Most times when you attend events, you see most people putting on suits, you know. And there's one thing that I noticed in Nigeria, you cannot differentiate suit from coat, most especially during Harmattan, because the weather is always making the thing look like normal good suit. It's only during rainy season that you notice that when rain beats coat, it will be different from suit. Because from far, you see the person wear kaftan. Because the shoulder pad already there for knee. Because of the material. But as I was entering here, I noticed that very few people are putting on suit, which makes me very comfortable because most of our daddies here and our distinguished guests are putting on native. Please put your hands together for yourselves for representing Africa and tradition. And why I'm wearing this is because 3 years ago, I had an experience seriously with coat that I thought it was suit. My friend called me that I was going to be best man in his wedding, that the suit we are going to wear is coming from London. Out of excitement, I was waiting for the suit. 3 weeks to, nobody mentioned me. I not see suit. 2 weeks to, a week to, out of curiosity, I met my friend that is getting married. I said, how far now? The suit where you say go, well, no tailor, nothing. You didn't even ask me to send my measurement. He said, no, you're not too big for me. Oh. I don't use my body measurement. It goes soon land. Early in the morning of wedding, for the groom house, they brought the suit. You know, one thing with suit, you wear it. But coat, now you go enter them. So when they brought it, I had to enter it. I said, this one has suit have been Agbada. He said, come out, Agbada the black. But this is not my money I use in buying it. I just entered the suit. So, but you know, as a best man, you are behind the groom as we were dancing inside the church. I discovered that the shoulder pad of my suit was locating to my elbow. The whole church is looking at our entrance. If I start adjusting it, people will notice. I had to pretend as if I saw a friend. You're fine. Oh, so you came for this wedding. I'm happy to see you. So the shoulder pad will go back in position. The thing gladly went back. But as we were still dancing inside the church, I discovered that the shoulder pad was still located to my elbow. I had to go close to the groom and say, nah, that's small. I just discovered, say, the shoulder pad of my suit is locating to my elbow now. You know what the groom talk? He said, now your whole good now. My whole now, my wristwatch now, Since then, I know where suit again. And another thing I've noticed, if you are in Abuja here, you notice something about our Hausa brothers. There's one thing, if you have all these Hausa brothers that get mal, or you notice that in their own small post, they will dig one small hole for the fence and put one small window where you come and buy pure water, sweet, cigar. To them, it's supermarket. They don't care what you call it. I have an uncle that the driver, Mohammed, has his own friend that is called Ali. They've never saw 4 walls of school. But there's one thing you can't take from these people. They go school or they don't go school. They must go Mecca. You can't take it from them. For 4 years, these 2 guys were gathering money to go to Mecca. The 4th year, they got the money. They bought economic class. But the day they had to travel, they boarded, they got to the airport, entered the plane, and went straight to business class. Then the air hostess met them and said, please, can I see your boarding pass? No, your boarding pass says 36A and 36C. see. This is business class. And our honorable ministers will soon be here. That's where we're going to make a. Please, can you go back? One of them said, "Kai, not talk to me more. Well, this Johnny Ko, I don't play for 4 years. Until I reach Mecca, no go come for here." So they started begging the air hostels, they called the captain, they started begging. He opened the overhead locker and dropped his bag there. They kept begging. So the other one, the brother now, understood and went back. So when the air hostess saw that the brother went to the back, they went in, they said, "Okay, why don't we talk to the brother to convince him of this?" Since the brother understood and went back, they now went to the brother. "Please, can we see your body pass?" And you see your body pass says 36A. Your brother's one is 36C. "Please, can you help us?" After much talk, the brother understood, stood up, and went to the brother in that business class and whispered to him. He opened the overhead and removed his bag. He went back. So the air hostess now and the captain were not surprised. Somebody we've been trying to convince for over 40 minutes. What did he tell him? That sounds so easy. They went to the brother to thank the brother. "Thank you very much." But what did you tell your brother? Somebody will be trying to. He said, "No, wallahi, if I not tell anything much, Kwaku. I just tell and say, the seat wait there for front, not the go Mecca. Now the one wait there for back, the go Mecca. For the same plane. Please put your hands together for them. We have different tribes. We have like that. But there's some things very peculiar with the Igbo people that I know. When you travel abroad, there's this thing about money with Igbo people. Are they here? Igbo Kwenu? That is here. That is here. When you travel out, when you go to all this, maybe you see the white man's life, you go to their graveyard, you want to pay respect to somebody who is dead, or friends or uncles. When you get to their grave, you see very simple write-up. John Smith from 1906 to 2001. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Finish. You don't write anything again. But if you trace back to Nigeria, go Okigwe, go Aba. When you first clear the grave, when you get there, you now see all the whole write-up. Mazi John Okorafor from 1962 to 2004, who before he died was a business tycoon, specialized in spare parts, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Toyota, etc. Whose family still keep their business going at number 4 at their market. In the case you need spare part, call 080-614-1. Even for Berrigan, Igbo Masi, they do advert. And I just want on that thing again, I know with them too. For all these years as we were growing up, what did they call your mind if you see masquerade? No be spirit. Until how many years ago for Anambra, when they see masquerade dancing, you see people dancing with the masquerade. They'll shoot the masquerade, this local gun, this Okamade. We dance to this other side again, they will shoot him. Odeshi. Meanwhile, there are some two tourists there, or Igbo people, they look up. They shoot the masquerade. So out of curiosity, one of the Igbo men went to the people that are dancing with the masquerade. He said, "Hello, excuse me, what's the meaning of Odeshi?" He said, "Odeshi means not the enter." Now, coincidentally, they shot the masquerade again. Odeshi. The Igbo people say, "Wow, you mean those bullets are not entering?" He said, "No, they enter." And then they call him again. He said, "I think I got something better in my boot." They are tourists. So they went to their car. You know those guns with the theater Rambo? Now they will be woman carrying. I think this will serve the masquerade better. When he cocked the gun, cracker, the masquerade with the throw some assault things for front. When he hear cracker, only can they come back. The dancers, they dance go for. Only they come back. When the Igbo man faced the gun to the masquerade, now the masquerade can they bend down, can they go back, small, can they call, bia. What that guy, tell him that it's human being that is here, it's not spiritual. Before he go, now that they are not saying masquerade, that thing a costume, boxers and singlet, night around this house. Now, before I leave, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there's something that recently I traveled to London when I got to Heathrow. I noticed something dawned on me, but you people must have seen it, but I was almost missing my flight at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos. So normally I change Nigerian currency to pounds before I leave. But there was no time because I was almost running late. So I said, okay, when I get to London, I will change it at the airport there or any of their outlets there. But when I got to London, I now removed the Naira to change to pounds. They gave me 50 pounds. And I noticed that now only one face now did that money. And the face is still alive. The Queen of England. They gave me coins. I still notice that it's only one face that is still on that coin. Unconsciously, I can't think come all our money. 500 naira, it don't die. 20 naira, it don't die. 10 naira, it don't die. I can't ask myself, something way don't die, they move forward. No, if you check the level of our currency today, now because now the dead faces way they now make our currency not get respect. There are people that have affected this country positively and economically. I just want to beg the president of Nigeria to please look into our currency too. May not touch the currency, just remove the dead faces and put the living faces. Like 1,000 naira note now. Now 2 faces, 9 days there. Put Dangote and Mike Adenuga, we know say na food and network, na dey 1,000. 500 naira note, if you put Otedola or Jimovia. 200 naira note, put our chief host, he's still alive. 100 naira note, put the author of our book, Philip. 50 naira note, put me, if you know, collector has changed. I don't remember one time there was one rumor that they want to bring out 5,000 naira note. I don't know if we still remember. But later I don't know why they not bring out. Una keep quiet. Do you know why the 5,000 naira not come out? No, now because the person where they won't put never die now. If Obasanjo died this night, 5,000 naira not go come out tomorrow. Thank you very much. Please do enjoy your day. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Osama. Please put your hands together for Osama. You can do better. Now, Osama is a brother and friend. I have the chief of civil military affairs, Major General U.S. Mohammed, who's representing COAS. Being a civil now, you know, we are civilians. But I'm not a 100% civilian. My father was a soldier, Ordnance Corps of the Nigerian Army. I read a book that put me in trouble, How to Hold Your Audience with Humor. And being a barrack boy, familiar with the military terrain and the kind of regimental comedy we do. So the book says, your jokes are much more effective when they come out of your audience. I wrote it down. The book says, respect your audience sensibility. I wrote it down. He said, look for what your audience fear or respect very well. Tie your jokes around them. I didn't finish that one, my phone rang. A general's birthday. General like this. We are on national TV, don't worry. I went to a general's birthday. The only thing I could remember was look for what your audience fear or respect very well. They are now using general, be doing joke. Igbim, igbam. I was doing joke. Remember the book says, be careful not to exceed the elastic limit. You know, in Hooke's law in physics, they call something elastic limit. When you go beyond that limit, it's breaking point. I did joke until I've extended elastic limit. When I do joke, people stop to laugh. I'll use general to do joke. Instead of laughing, I'll hear they will be cocking gun. Ka. I will do joke. I'll just be hearing magazine going in. Truly, I know you have extended elastic limit. And I told general, please, I want to go. He said, no, how far with your balance? I said, no, leave your balance. Leave the balance. Just leave it. I didn't know that his boys outside were watching me. Being a barrack boy now, I don't fear. And I said, so you had mind to use Oga to do joke. Come here. Do frog jump. I was doing frog jump. I was crying. Can't I joke? It was joke. I was joking with your Oga. Now I was crying, sweating. Do frog jump. I was crying. Then Oga came outside. I thought hope had come. He looked at me in the eyes. He said, Nenche, why are you crying? I said, Oga, look at joke I was using it to do since. Look at what your boys are doing to me. Transfer these boys to Goza. Not even Medugri, Goza. Transfer them to Medugri. He said, keep quiet. He now asked the boy what happened. He said, Oga, this guy was messing you up. You are just trying to rebrand him so that he can do well next time. I thought General would tell his boys, leave him to go. General now began to laugh. Enenche. Is that why you are crying? My boys are also joking with you. So, when Osama was doing his joke, you could see he didn't hear you and Oga Joseph Atta. Because we don't want your boys to joke. We don't want your joke. Just keep your joke and go and joke. Go and joke with your colleagues in Sabisa Forest. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to recognize our presence in our midst this afternoon, OFAP Foundation, Foundation is a great foundation advancing the cause of humanity in Nigeria. The set man, Oluyi Afolari, is Alao. He's the one in charge of the foundation. The delegation of the foundation are here, led by Dr. Oluwaseun Ogunyi. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. We have representative of the Director General National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Person, NAPTIP.
The book goes beyond biography to address sensitive historical and current political discourse, digging deep beneath the spheres of public discourse to connect major and minor events in the life of the president with how Nigeria is being transformed from better service since the advent of current administration. The author was able to use prose to bring out the skills with the subject matter as he walked through the maze of several issues right from the early days of the president to now, and explains with ease what he stood for as color and conjunction with ludicity and clarity.
Government called Mkpat Enim. I slept in Uyo to be here this morning, and Mkpat Enim is just very far from Uyo. And there yesterday at an event like this, I told them I want to adopt a name from that part of Nigeria. So my name now, as from yesterday, became Enenche Aniete Enenche. Please clap for me, I beg. All right, Barrister Edward Omaga will be standing in for Professor Jerry Koku. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Usher, one usher, please help me. Usher. Usher, please. This is the speech of the Chairman Award Screening Committee of the 2019 the Nigerian News Award, written by Professor Jerry Ikuku at the 3rd anniversary of the Nigerian celebration and award ceremony. Standing in is Barrister Edward Omaga. I'm the secretary of the committee. Let me stand on existing protocols. His Excellencies here present, all protocols duly observed. Permit me to thank Almighty God for granting us the grace to see another end of year. And by the power of God and His mercy upon us, we shall continue to celebrate even in the new year and the years ahead. I send my compliments to His Excellencies, the chairman of the occasion, the special guest of honor, the dignitaries assembled here, the organizers, and indeed all those present at this historic event of the 3rd anniversary celebration / award conferment ceremony on worthy Nigerians by the Nigerian News. When I was invited by the management of the Nigerian News to chair the screening committee some 2 months ago, I knew a difficult task has been entrusted unto me. The process of selecting the best from the best appears simple, but it is also quite an onerous assignment, especially when the nominees are rated neck to neck. But we were not prepared to fail or disappoint our corporate friends. So after forwarding a list of the categories of awards, the management also gave the screening committee the leverage to adopt any model of our choice. we deem fit for the selection of the best. In view of the short time, we unanimously agreed to make our task easier by asking the enlarged editorial team of the Nigerian News scattered across Nigeria and beyond to make their own entries. They were instructed to indicate which personality in the leadership space of Nigeria is most suitable for the 16 categories the management approved for the award and handed them over to us. The wisdom is that reporters closely monitor activities of public servants, whether government appointees or prominent private sector actors, and how it impacts on the people. They report them and also read what their other colleagues project about them. The criteria for nominating personalities of their choice was also indicated. Members of the editorial team were instructed to indicate which personality was suitable for each category of awards and list 2 reasons in justification of that nomination. We collected the entries in 3 weeks and the polling closed. Thereafter, my committee convened and diligently perused the entries. The names of personalities with the highest number of entries for each category were adopted as the best of any category. Interestingly, in many instances, entries from different persons for a particular category and on same nominee had similar reasons adduced. The committee naturally endorsed the nominee with highest recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, this model of selecting the awardees is novel but tidy. It has brought an isolated and impartial category of Nigerian professionals in assessing those who lead them in another formal manner other than reportage. In effect, the screening committee endorsed the following leadership personalities as recipients for the various categories of 2019 the Nigerian News Award. Alhaji Abubakar Sav, a former commissioner of police, won the Activist of the Year. The Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Professor Umar Garuba Dambata, emerged as the most valuable CEO of the year. The Chief Executive Officer, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Colonel Muhammad Mustafa Abdullah, retired, was recognized as the change agent of the year. Chief Mrs. Ibunkulowu Abiodun Awoshika, the current chairman, First Bank of Nigeria PLC, won the Woman of the Year category. The Bayelsa State Governor-elect, His Excellency Honorable David Leon, cornered the Nigerian News 2019 Man of the Year Award. I must make it abundantly clear here that his nomination was received on the last day of the screening. Let me emphasize here that David Leon's qualities have no match in that category. Hence, the award went to him. Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff and leader of counterinsurgency operation, who has done so well in the ratings of Nigerians in general, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusufu Burutai, was overwhelmingly voted as the most outstanding legend of the year. And Kaduna State Governor, His Excellency Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, snatched the Politician of the Year award. Others are His Excellency Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawale, the Executive Governor of Zamfara State, who is recognized with the award of Pillar of Security Vanguards. The Director General, National Agency for Food, Drugs Administration and Control, Professor Moji Shola Adeye, won the category of Public Order Personality of the Year. Also, the Director General, Nigerian Ports Authority, Hajia Hadiza Bala Usman, is the Nigerian News Role Model of the Year. While Akwa Ibom State Governor, His Excellency Obong Dom Emmanuel, registered strong presence as the Infrastructure Star of the Year. His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, won in the Human Capital Development Star of the Year. As his Enugu State counterpart, His Excellency Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi was distinctively recognized as Education and Worker Welfare Star of the Year. Adamawa State Governor, His Excellency Honorable Ahmad Umaru Fintiri, came top as Grassroots Democracy Development Governor of the Year. And His Excellency Engineer David Umahi, the Executive Governor of Borno State, is noted by the Nigerian News as Nationalist of the Year. And lastly, for the awards, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Chief Godwin Obaseki, is crowned with the Fiscal Policy and Transparency Star of the Year. We want to thank all those who participated in the exercise, the organizers, the dignitaries who have graced the occasion, and heartily congratulate the recipients on this received the revered honor. I thank you all and wish us a happy celebration. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for him as he takes his seat. From what he just said, one that caught my mind, I talk about infrastructure. I told you I slept in Uyo, and it's the one that they said the governor of Akwa Ibom State, infrastructure, is infrastructural drive. They took me to his village when I was doing tourist visit. If you need to look at the roads the man constructed in somewhere called Onna or also in his hometown, Meitama roads don't look like that. Let's appreciate them. They did very wonderful job. Thank you very much. Also in our midst this afternoon is a representative of the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Kingsley La is here with us representing the Chief of Air Staff. You're welcome, sir. Please, clapping is a criterion for going forward. Please put your hands together for a representative. He's representing the Chief of Air Staff. But I'm personally representing him is Air Vice Marshal Kingsley La. We know we are in their facility, NAV Conference Center. So if we don't clap for them, they may vex off our light. Please put your hands together for the representative of the Chief of Air Staff. Thank you very much. We have the customs spokesman person is here, and the Nigerian Customs Service. You guys are doing great work here in Nigeria. Many Nigerians don't know. The day the PRO brought out the Customs Act and showed me the laws back in Nigerian Customs, I got scared that day. Because the Customs have the right, the power, to enter any house, anytime, any day, and break into it if they know that there's a contraband there. Many Nigerians don't know this. And when it's read to me, even me, fear caught me. Understand? The rice importation, before now, they'll produce the rice somewhere in Europe, in Asia. They'll drop it in neighboring Nigerian countries, and they now smuggle them in. It's putting pressure on our foreign exchange. The way we were consuming before, we are busy creating jobs in farms and factories abroad, while unemployment is swelling on our streets. I think the rice blockage is to encourage farming and farmers in Nigeria. Let's appreciate Nigerian Customs Service, please. Many Nigerians are saying you can't eat. We all grew up with local rice. When we grew up, we don't know what they call foreign rice. We grew up with, Tukpo, we call something onyonyo. We all grew up eat onyonyo to grow up. If you can't afford foreign rice, eat local rice. You cannot afford local rice, drink gari. If you can't drink gari, buy more rest. You know, when I was just coming, I went to greet him and he looked at my shoe. He said, your shoe is very fine. I hope it's not contraband. And I ran away. Thank you very much, sir. You have names? But before we proceed here this afternoon, we also have other great Nigerian ambassadors in the entertainment industry. They are here to add their acts to the tunes of congratulations and celebrations echoing from this venue. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the psalm and song comedians. Please put your hands together for them.
All right. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor to stand under the already existing protocol. Please permit my abada. I was told that so many dignitaries will grace this occasion, so I had to go and rent abada. I rented this abada 5,000 naira. I asked the laundry guy, how much will it take to dry clean this abada and give it a nice ironing? He told me 25,000 naira. I said, leave him. I go wear him like that. So please, looking at me, have it in mind that this abada is well made and ironed. So please forgive my, let me say, ignorance. Thank you. All right. This wonderful afternoon, I will not be doing this alone. By the special grace of God, I want to sincerely appreciate God Almighty for keeping every one of us alive to see the end of 2019. Please, if you know you are happy to see the end of 2019, appreciate God Almighty. In the next few days, we'll be seeing, just tomorrow, we'll be seeing 2020, and Nigeria is moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, with me this wonderful afternoon is my interpreter. This my interpreter is a man I respect so much. He has the capacity to interpret anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this man I'm talking about, this man has a bachelor's degree in interpretation from University of Oxford. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, his eloquency is second to none. Ladies and gentlemen, it might interest you to know that this young man interpreted for our former president in China. Ladies and gentlemen, he is heavily respected in Igbo land, all the way from Abia State. Ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate Ambassador Professor Sam. Help me appreciate him. Help me appreciate him. Sam, use the one you are holding. Those mics are not working. They are for our chief host.
But this one, why this one no go work?
No, it will work when we invite the chief of army staff.
Oh yeah, make you just assume say I go be chief of army staff. Honor.
Sam, we are talking about the Nigerian army.
They are there to protect us. No problem.
Sam, it's not in my powers to on the microphone. You want to be there?
Now here I go there. And no, they go anywhere.
Sam, please come forward. Come up, please.
No be here people who stand they talk since.
Sam, you are live on air. Don't be showing this your.
Yes, it's good that we are alive. Because if say we are dead, if for no make sense. We are alive. I am happy we are alive. And we will continue to be alive until God will come.
Sam, please, I'm pleading. Please come up. We don't have much time, please. come up.
No worry yourself. I don't like the way they see him for TV now. Now who I don't see him today, you say man leave him. Who no like better thing? I go there here. Cameraman who not snap me where people who there about go see say I don't make them. You know how many microphones were there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hogula. 13.
With the one you are holding, 14.
14 microphone. Allow me make a day here because only me when no day heavily represented. I am presented myself. I have to use the presentation microphone.
Sam, before you came up, I was telling them who you are. You are following my hand. I spoke about you with high. I told them that you have traveled far and wide.
Who?
Sam, I was even about to tell them that you are the only one of Abia State.
Nah, see,
I even wanted to tell them that you are a very rich man.
I beg you. No, they who package me in front of people who will go help me. Hold your packaging. I make like you way more. So that if they won't help me, may they help me. In fact, they go up. I'm not stubborn. So that when I no go, change mind to help me.
Sam, why are you here with a traveling bag? What's the meaning of this? I don't like what you're doing. Why are you here with a traveling bag?
Daddy, person where they travel, you know they carry bag.
Are you coming from a long journey or what?
No be when I package me, go put for plane.
Yes, the chief host, Honorable Sam Ode, bought a flight ticket for you so that you'll be in Abuja 12 noon yesterday.
As I reach for the airport.
Okay.
All the Agbero where they there. Then try well.
Agbero in the airport.
Now I enter the plane.
Okay.
When the driver won't move.
The driver in the plane?
Sorry, the plane. I say one plane, the plane.
Okay.
Now ask them whether they go stop for Lokoja, make we chop. The man say no. Now I leave enter night bus. I never even reach my hotel. I carry bag. They come. Even my Ishago, I talk it in as a easy one feeble.
Sam, you took night bus to be here. But from Owerri to Abuja by air, it's just 45 minutes.
Now you're flying.
Sam, you took night bus to be here. Oh my God, Sam, I don't know what to give to you. I feel like giving you something remarkable. I feel like giving you something remarkable. Silver and gold I have not, but all I have I will give to you, Sam.
Why you no get silver and gold?
Sam, I pray for you this wonderful afternoon. Hey, the God of my forefathers will reward you.
God of your forefathers?
Yes.
Will be a native daughter. Then no go bless me. He better make God of heaven who bless me.
Sam, I pray for you once more. 2020, God will bless you. God will surprise you. God will show.
Now leave me alone. Which kind of prayer be this? Oh, God will bless you. Oh, God will surprise you. The blessing, he the paper for mouth.
Hey. Why are you shouting?
Not be you tell and say I be your interpretation.
Is that why you're shouting?
So anything you do here, I must interpret them.
My father.
Mother, my mother.
My father.
My mother, my mother.
I said my father.
Your father no be my father now. This one afternoon, this special afternoon, where all of you who don't gather who celebrate who creativity for somebody who get mind who sit down who got
Sam, what is wrong with you? Sam, you are wasting my time. I don't have much time here. I just have 5 minutes to speak to the people. I don't have much time here. I'm in a hurry.
You there for a hurry?
I'm in a hurry. I'm speeding.
You want hurry?
I'm in a hurry. Don't waste my time. I'll work on that. So, as I say, what are you doing?
We are in a hurry now.
Sam, I have unhurried my hurry.
You know one hurry again?
Yes. It is quite interesting to know that the first edition of this show was hosted in London.
First time when they host this award now for London.
When my phone rang,
now you go do your own, do my own.
Sam, when my phone rang to come and speak on this day, I was in Newcastle when my phone rang. When the chief host called me, he said, come and speak on this day. I was in Newcastle. Sam, I was in Newcastle when my phone rang.
You?
Yes.
Newcastle, Abi, New Nyanya.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Newcastle, Abi New Nyanya. Thank you. Please put your hands together for Sam and Son. I tell people that Maitama and Maraba, they are the same. Both start with A and M rather, and end with A. Is what is in between that differentiate them. And now I would like to have a book review. A book reviewer this morning, like I told you earlier, is an author of 67 books. A man that has raised and inspired a generation of Nigerians who are doing exploits across our fields. But before then, we'd like to go straight to the presentation of some of the awards. Our first awardee this afternoon rather, is Alhaji Abubakar Tsaf, Activist of the Year. Those who have occupied Government House, Benue State, and other platforms, they know how he can tell truth to authority, truth to power, not minding the consequences. Let's welcome our first awardee of the year, of this afternoon, Activist of the Year, Alhaji Abubakar Tsaf. Sir, request you come out. Alhaji Abubakar Tsaf had served Nigeria as a police officer and worked in several parts of the country. He retired from the Nigerian Police Force after serving as Commissioner of Police, Lagos State. He was one-time acting military administrator of Sokoto State under the military regime of General Sani Abacha. In retirement, Abubakar Tsaf had served as Federal Commissioner, Public Complaints Commission, in charge of Benue State. He has devoted his life and public service to elevating the cause of humanity. At the Nigerian News 3rd anniversary celebration in 2019, Alhaji Abubakar Tsaf is deemed worthy for the award of Activist of the Year. He is recognized for the unbowed, fearless campaigns against corruption, protection of human rights, and advocacy for good governance across the country. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Activist of the Year, Alhaji Abubakar Tsaf. And to present this award, you can clap if you want. To present this award is our chairman, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Ken Namani, represented here by distinguished Senator Jonathan Zwingina. Please put your hands together for our chairman.
On behalf of the Nigerian News and all the honorable and distinguished personalities here gathered, we are proud to present to you this plaque representing Activists of the Year, and we hope that this will encourage you to do more in putting those in power correct and in also guiding the young ones to emulate your courage in terms of setting public records. Thank you and congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, and now remarks from our awardee.
I first of all want to thank God Almighty for this occasion. And I want to thank the organizers of this award and to thank them so very much for the award. I never expected it. I am aware that in other instances where people are presented with awards, sometimes they lobby for it, sometimes they even pay for it. But I never did that. So I want to thank you for finding me worthy of this award. And I assure you that I will do my very best, and I will not relent, to fight for the cause of humanity, to fight for justice in this country, to fight for anti-corruption, because this country has not progressed because of corruption. And sometimes I wonder what people want to do with the money they accumulate. Sometimes you accumulate money so much that you don't even know that you cannot finish spending the money before you die. So I honestly, I don't know what to say, but it is extremely bad. You see, some countries of the world have developed because they have honest people working for them. But here, corruption, corruption, corruption. A few days ago, I was reading some stories about corruption. And I would not say it because I want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I reassure you here that I will never relent in my fight against corruption. I have very sad experience to tell you here that I have been charged to court 10 times for telling what I believe to be the truth, for fighting against corruption. I have been charged to magistrate court, one Makudi, 3 times. I've been charged to magistrate court 2, 3 times. I've been taken to high court 1, 2, several times. But I've been vindicated. And I'm living in fear, but I do not care because I have already spent my life on earth. What I'm doing now is over time. Any time that comes, I'll go. So I want you all to unite in the interest of our children to fight for honesty and justice in this country, to fight against corruption so that our children will find this place a better place to live in. When we were growing up, many years back during the late Solomon Sokoto, we attended school free. We were even paid in school. We were given free uniforms, free books, free everything. But today it's not like that because corruption has destroyed the whole system. Thank you so very much. I want to thank you for everything, for recognizing me, for finding me worthy of this award. And I cherish it. Thank you so very much.
Please. Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished Senator Jonathan Zwengina, while you remain standing, to present the next award for us. Thank you, sir. Also to join you in presenting this is the district head, acting district head of the Aguila Kingdom, Chief Michael Agbetse, will come out now to join you in presenting this next sort of award, or the next award. Abubakar Tsav. Those of us from Benue, we know his name more than his appearance. All the occupants of Government House, Benue State, they felt his heat. He will tell you the way it is. His Royal Highness Acting District Head, Fagila, Chief Michael Agbetse, will join distinguished Senator Jonathan Zwengena in presenting next. To receive the next award is Major General U.S. Mohammed, Chief of Civil Military Affairs, who is standing in for the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusufu Buratai. Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff and leader of the counter-insurgency operations in the country, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusufu Buratai, has patriotically devoted his life and energies to impressively combat BH, terrorism, and allied insurgency in Nigeria. General Buratai has dutifully urged on global sight Nigeria Army as a Boko Haram nemesis, conqueror, repressors, and destroyers in the dogged determination to secure or fortify the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Nigeria. At the third anniversary celebration of the Nigerian News in 2019, General Buratai is honored as the most outstanding legend of the year. A special recognition is poured by his extraordinary dedication, sacrifices to the peace, unity, and stability of Nigeria, innovations and technological advancement of the Nigerian Army on the war against terrorism and protection of children and women from crimes against humanity induced by insurgency. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you most outstanding legend of the year, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusufu Buratai, Chief of Army Staff, Nigeria.
On behalf of the Nigeria News and all the dignitaries here gathered, we want to jointly with the district head present to the Chief of Army Staff this award for the excellent performance he has had, which is not only recorded by the Nigeria News. I can tell you that I'm from Adamawa State, one of the states that was ravaged. And we remember at a time before the Chief of Army Staff got into office, we had lost about 7 local governments to the insurgents. Today, all of them are completely free and people have gone back to their various houses. So I can buttress that the Nigeria News selection was definitely based on merit. Convey our congratulations to the Chief of Army Staff. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now remarks from the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusufu Buratai, be given by Major General U.S. Mohammed, Chief of Civil Military Affairs.
Our chairman, the chief host, the author and the organizers of Nigerian News Awards, let me say that though I'm representing the Chief of Army Staff, he is here with us in spirit because presently he is in the Northeast celebrating with the troops at the front lines and trying to ensure that things are safe so that everybody can sleep with our 2 eyes closed. I want to say that the Chief of Army Staff will be, I'm sure is humbled with this award. The Nigerian Army has come a long way and we have done so much to ensure that we maintain the territorial integrity of the country and also to combat all forms of insecurity in conjunction with other security agencies. I'm sure he will want to dedicate this award to all the officers and men of the Nigerian Army who have supported him wholeheartedly in this task of ensuring that the Nigerian state is safe and all citizens are safe within the country. So on this note, I want to once more appreciate the organizers and everybody involved with the Nigerian News for recognizing the Chief of Army Staff as the most outstanding legend of the year award. Thank you so much, and God bless.
All right, thank you, sir. We are presenting the next set of awards. Please, can we put our hands together for them? All right. Thank you very much, distinguished Senator Jonathan Zwengina, for presenting those awards. And now to assist in presenting the next set of awards is former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, our chief host here this afternoon, Honorable Sam Ode MNI. Please put your hands together for him. Our next awardee Thank you very much. Our next awardee is Right Honorable Ahmed. No? Sorry, our next awardee is His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki, Executive Governor of Edo State. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Chief Godwin Obaseki, has proven himself as an economic leadership enigma in the last 3 years of superintending on the ancient city of Benin Kingdom. The governor started his life and career as a humanitarian, a social scientist, but having observed for decades that his people were economically stagnated, and God Almighty gave him the vision and mission to right the wrongs. He strayed into partisan politics after years of sojourn in the financial and banking sector. To receive the award of the Fiscal Policy and Transparency Star of the Year is the Commissioner for Finance, Edo State. Please welcome Honorable Joseph Eboigbe to receive the award on behalf of the Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki.
Distinguished Nigerians here present, it has become very, very imperative that governance in this great nation of Nigeria should shift away from the usual politics that has been the dominant factor. And we have observed in the recent past that governors in Nigeria are becoming more responsive, they are becoming more responsible, because citizen consciousness is growing by the day. The governor of Edo State, by all intent and purposes, is known as a technocrat and as a bureaucrat who has brought the best standards in transparency in this fiscal policy management of the state under his watch. And it's for this reason that the Nigerian News find him, and indeed other Nigerians who have voted, find him worthy of this award, the Fiscal Policy and Transparency Star of the Year. In the light of this, Your Excellency, on behalf of the board and the management of the Nigerian News, I present to you this plaque in honor of your nomination as the Fiscal Policy and Transparency Star of the Year. Congratulations.
All right. And now remarks from the governor of Edo State.
On behalf of the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, he sincerely apologizes for what I've been here in person last night, but urgent matters of state kept him back. He is indeed very happy to receive this award. It's an evidence of his effort, the efforts he has put in over the years to strengthen and stabilize the macroeconomic environment of Edo State. Now, much of his effort has led to Edo State receiving direct development finance from the World Bank. And so far, in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, only 2 subnational entities have received direct funding from the World Bank, Lagos State and Edo State. So his efforts have indeed pushed Edo State forward, and he's also looking to further institutionalize these best practices. He has recently passed the Public Financial Management and Fiscal Responsibility Law, and the state government has subscribed fully to the Open Governance Partnership Principles. And thus, when he eventually serves out his 2 terms and leaves office, it becomes a way of life that fiscal policy management and transparency in governance will be a norm in Edo State. Once again, Edo State thanks the entire board and management of the Nigerian. Thank you so very much.
We'll take a shot together.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
That's fine.
All right. Thank you very much. You can put your hands together for him once again. Honorable Joseph Eboigbe is Commissioner for Finance, Edo State. Just collected the award on behalf of the Edo State Governor, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And the man who presented the award, Honorable Sam Ode MNI. Thank you very much, former Minister, Niger Delta Affairs. While that awards presentation was going on, today at the event celebrating television Nigeria at 3, and also the launch of the book Integrity versus Power Play, Understanding the Buhari Phenomenon by Philip Agbese Esquire. And now, while that was going on, the president's daughter walked in. Please put your hands together for Hajia Fatima Muhammadu Buhari. You can do better. Please, let's give her a presidential. You're welcome. Now, and next is our book review. Our book reviewer this morning is a seasoned, experienced a Nigerian, a man who is the author of 67 books, has raised a generation of Nigerians who are doing great exploits across fields on and off the shores of Africa. Please join me as I respectfully welcome Professor Udenta O. Udenta, who is our book reviewer here today and also representing the Executive Governor of Enugu State. Thank you very much, sir. Please put your hands up for him once again, Professor Udenta O. Udenta.
Thank you, the compare. But to set one record straight, there are 21 books, not 67, even though I'm still writing. So, well, I'm just setting the record straight. 21 books, but many more still to come. Don't mind my voice. It's a little bit hoarse, but I think I'll manage to communicate my thoughts in spite of the voice not being 100% okay. Dear compatriots, lend me your ears. This is a review of Integrity versus Power Play, the Buhari Phenomenon, written by Philip Agbese and edited by Professor Petrus Wanma. Nobody actually goes on to review a book, page by page, chapter by chapter, paragraph by paragraph. That's not it's an impossible task, and most crucially, it makes a mess of the consciousness and the thoughts of the author. What you do is that you establish textual markers and they speak to the context of the work. The book will ultimately be presented, unveiled, and everybody who is persuaded about how powerful and sensitive it is will grab a copy and read. So I'm not going to review this book in terms of every single thing there, but I'm going to speak to the text of the book. But before that, I would like to make a few disclosures. First is that I'm wondering whether the author of this book, who approached me to review it, is not really setting me up. I'm wondering whether this is not a setup, and I believe not. So for me, it's an act of courage on the part of a scholar like myself to stand here and say, why me? I'm not a member of APC. I'm not a Buharist, no matter how you construct that philosophy. I've known no history of support of the president. Indeed, after my stint as a pro-democracy activist and human rights campaigner in the 90s under the state-mandate union and National Democratic Coalition platform, and being the founding National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy from 1998 to 2001, my politics has closely been associated more with the other side of the political divide, the PDP. During the Yar'Adua moment, when it was frail and sick, I played a crucial role in helping to underscore the import of constitutional order and governance and the transfer of power from him eventually to Jonathan. Indeed, I was once the DG of the Saraki and Atiku campaigns under PDP. And of course, everybody knows that I was the face of the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria under Jonathan, actually the Director of Strategy and Public Communications. So you can see my politics has been, even though I'm not a member of PDP or APC, more inclined on the other side. So it will be a surprise to many, why is the Udenda going to review a powerful, poignant study of the person, the history, and the essence of the president of an APC extraction. I suspect the reason may well be that foundationally I'm a scholar. And a scholar is an objective assessor of moments and phenomena. And again, I'm a patriot, which means I don't wear partisan lenses in national discourses. It's important for you to see beyond the tunnel vision of partisan politicians and say something that is transcendent in nature beyond the parties contending for power. Secondly, I presume there is something about the president that I should talk about. Some years ago, I was to review a book written by the former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Mbadiniju Chinwoke. And the current president was to be the special guest of honor, if I recall correctly. And the event was to take place by 9 a.m. I was there 2 minutes to 9 or 5 minutes to 9, hoping to beat everybody to the record of being a punctual individual. I was shocked to learn that he was there by 8:30 in the morning, 30 minutes before the event. I didn't go to sit down with him. It was at the Yar'Adua Center in the office of the Vice Chairman, Atiku Abubakar. I waited until 9 o'clock, and then in my delivery, I pointed that fact out. So that sense of diligence in terms of time, that sense of punctuality, that sense of patience and discipline, these are the qualities, whether you like him or you don't like him, you must recognize and honor at every point in time. Now, I will go further to talk about the text in terms of how it is broken down. The book has a foreword, which I encourage everybody to read. It's written by a non-Nigerian, a Liberian patriot and academic, and it's a pan-African vision and understanding of the Nigerian story and the place of the president in that story. The book has a very good acknowledgement of all things, which is very revealing in terms of the sources of inspiration of the author and the way and manner he's been able to go through the researches, the people he contacted, those influenced him, and those who helped him in the process of producing this work. The introduction gives a very deep historical canvas, overarching vision to what the text is all about. And there are 12 chapters. 12 chapters deal with the life and times of the president, his birth, his growth, his early education, his early military training, his military career, different military postings, and the signposts and significances of those moments when he was a governor of Northeast region, when he was Minister of Petroleum Resources, and ultimately when he became Nigeria's former head of state, and then left office in the coup d'etat. And then the time he spent in isolation, in reflection, and then his moment with PTF and ultimately his journey, long journey, 12-year or more journey, back into limelight and political participation, and ultimately his election in 2015 as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chapter 5 of the work, the Buhari phenomenon, is very crucial for anybody to study. That is where the mental construction of the president, his mindset and philosophical beliefs are well captured by the author. I've talked about sense of discipline and punctuality. I've talked about his own crucial moral authority and ethical principles. I thought about his own reverence for things which are not corrupt, and then again his steadfastness and sometimes a very stubborn vision about what he believes to be wrong with Nigeria and the best way to solve the problem. We find that in that chapter. The rest of the chapters are very close, detailed, sometimes intimate portrait of the president. Not so much the family portrait of a man and his family moments, but a man and his struggle to understand the essence of Nigeria, our history, our space in the contemporary world we live in, and his own particular involvement and participation and involvement in this particular history. And you find that, especially in the 2019 election study of the work, there were some conflicts of forces tried to deny him a second term, and how through dint of hard work, perseverance, and persistence, he was able to overcome and emerged as our current president. The book actually ends with the 3 trajectories of his presidential governance model. One is on the economy, how well he's managing it. Secondly is on security. You find the army chief represented here, and the crucial battle against insurgency and terrorism. The third one, of course, has to do with building the Nigerian peace architecture, and ultimately bequeathing to the future generation of this country a country that is actually grounded on solid moral and ethical foundation. That is what the book is all about in principle. There are about 10 addenda that the author carefully placed at the back. The addenda has to do with speeches of the president at various times and at various stages. Some dealing with the UNGA, the United Nations General Assembly debate. One with the budget. Another one with the Abiola, June 12, commemoration as our National Democracy Day. And then other ones dealing with peace and security matters and equally matters on intelligence, meetings and briefings. Those 10 addenda are very important for anybody who wants to understand the way the president looks at governance, the way he approaches issues of leadership, and the way and manner he thinks the country can be guided on a certain trajectory based on the own understanding of our history and the stage we occupy today in the global community. Finally, because of time constraint, every presidency is legacy in the making. And President Buhari is mindful of his place in history. He made a comment about it some days or weeks ago. I hope history will be very kind to me. The first comment I make about legacy in the making is that no legacy is ever settled. President Bush the Jr., the 43rd president of the United States, after the disaster of the Iraq War, was asked whether he's bothered about his own legacy. He said, no, I'm not bothered. Because even George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln, some of the greatest American presidents, the debates continue about their place in history. So no president can ever secure his legacy at the moment of leaving office. It is over a long period of time, sometimes decades, sometimes even a generation, before the ideas he canvassed could be reflected in the consciousness of people coming from the future. Sometimes a president is posthumous in nature, which means he may not be well understood today. He may be better understood in times to come. The second point worth making is that the country is today gripped by an acute sense of divisive politics that is highly partisan and driven almost as an existential combat between those who are opposed to themselves. The contestation for power has rendered politicians adversaries as against being healthy competitors. So one legacy that is important for the president to deepen and consolidate is not even the legacy of achievement in infrastructure, in economy, in peace and security, as vital as these ones are. It could be the legacy in the sense that core values, the sense of fraternity and brotherhood. Take the late President Yar'Adua. He was there for 2 years plus. He didn't live long enough to achieve much in terms of physical transformation. But he said, my election was deeply flawed. I will fix it. And he tried to fix it. He believed in proceduralism, in rule of law. He believed in actually a sense of gradualism. These are national values and national norms. So a president can leave a legacy in terms of the consciousness of the people and the practices and the precepts of democracy that is different from building bridges and building roads, as vital as these ones are. Thirdly, I believe that a lot needs to be done in the area of inter-party consensus building and civil society relations, which means the president could look into the idea of reanimating the office of the special advisor on inter-party relations and civil society that could become a clearinghouse for people to understand that politics is not combat. Politics is a game people play for development, for inclusivity, and for empowerment of the broad masses. The third area could well be the president could look at the issue of institutionalizing quarterly briefings and consultations with key national stakeholders, traditional authority, faith leaders, politicians of all hue and stripes, labor professionals, civil society, the defense and security and intelligence. Every quarter they will gather, maybe in a large hall, and it'll be a town hall with the president that will help to douse the tensions in the land, calm nerves, and build a collected Nigeria. The final comment. How do we bind the wounds of division? That's what Donald Trump said when he was elected. Even though, unfortunately, the Democrats and the Republicans have not bound the wounds of division in the U.S. They're not giving it a good try. But we can borrow that rhetoric of binding the wounds of division and place that at the heart and soul of our president and his administration so that we can collectively go beyond the animus that drive our fault lines, that fracture our collective dreams and desires to build a great nation. In order for him to leave a legacy of not only being a great leader and a builder of infrastructure, but a compassionate leader who believes that the Nigerian dream must power and become fully grounded in history many, many years after his own presidency has eclipsed. Thank you for listening.
The book with 268 pages has 12 chapters that's centered on the early life and education of President Muhammadu Buhari to pass post-secondary education up to his early political career. The 5th chapter, which spoke extensively on the phenomena of Man Buhari, I quote a part of the book that says Muhammadu Buhari's decisions to join politics in 2013, decade after retirement from the military, trouble more than a few career politicians. They imagine how a man globally adjourned as a straight-jacketed with a penchant of non-iron fist leadership style could fare, given the compromise peculiar to democracy in this claim. The book stands as one of a major selling point of President, past and present, of President Muhammadu Buhari.
Philip Agwese. And now I would like to welcome the following personalities as we present the book here today. Please, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Ken Nnamani, former Senate President, who is represented by Distinguished Senator Jonathan Silas Zwingina. Please request that you step forward for the book presentation. Please put your hands together for him. Also to join at the book presentation is a former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Mr. Honorable Sam Ode, MNI. To join also is our book reviewer, Professor Udenta O. Udenta. And also now, the young Nigerian who wrote this book, who believes in the Nigerian project and throws his weight behind anything that advances the cause of patriotism and national well-being in Nigeria, Mr. Philip Agbese Esquire. Please let him call for, put your hands up for him as he joins. He has a bosom friend here with us who sat there, MD, Federal Medical Center, Makodi. Please just join us as a part of a family member. The Phillips family member, N. Welcome, sir. And now I hand over the microphone to our chief host, Honorable Sam Ode, MNI. All right, thank you very much. I've just been told to call also to be part of it. Actually, they were the one to do the calling, but they've delegated me to do it. Honorable Joseph Eboigbe, Commissioner of Finance, Edo State, who is representing the Governor of Edo State. Also, the representative of the Governor of Benue State. Thank you very much, sir. Also, representative of the Chief of Army Staff. Sir. Yes, sir. Major General U.S. Mohammed, Chief of Civil Military Affairs. And now representative of the CG, General of Nigerian Customs Service. Mr. Joseph Atta, Customs Spokesman. And also representative of the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Kingsley La. And now I hand over the microphone to all right. The men here are gender friendly, gender sensitive, and they say to represent the Nigerian woman here this afternoon. Let's welcome Hajia Fatima Muhammadu Buhari, the president's daughter. Please put your hands together for her as she steps out. Now, you are coming here in capacity of the Nigerian woman. You are representing Nigerian women here this afternoon. Hajia Fatima Muhammadu Buhari. Please keep clapping. Clap for her. Now hand over the microphone to Honorable Joseph Eboigbe, Commissioner of Finance, Edo State, who is presenting Executive Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the very powerful house we have here, fully representative of the cross of the spectrum in Nigeria, it gives us immense honor to be here today to unveil this book, Integrity and Power Play, Understanding the Buhari Phenomenon. As has been said eloquently about this book and the author himself, it encapsulates the very persona of the president himself and, of course, the dynamics at play within governance at the level that he operates. We would want to enjoin all of us here, starting from ourselves, to I would say recognize the effort put in authoring this book by picking up copies and at least showing the value in terms of what the book represents by putting something worthy of ourselves in terms of the naira amount of on the table. Now, against this background, may I humbly unveil the book. Yes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we hereby expose and unveil the integrity and power play, understanding the Buhari phenomenon. Congratulations to the author, and I enjoin every one of us to participate in picking up a copy, at least one, if possible 10, so that we can demonstrate the effort and the talent that went into authoring this book. Thank you so very much.
All right, I think we have a photo session. Are we done? Are we done with that? Okay. All right, it's done. All right, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for them when they take their seat. All right, thank you very much. All right. In our midst this afternoon is one of Nigeria's, one of Nollywood's finest. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we want to announce to you that John Okafor, Mr. Ibu, is in the building. While he's coming up, let us welcome Philip Agbese, Esquire, as he says something briefly, what inspired him to write this book. Mr. Philip, sir.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol and to equally thank my mentors and everyone here, particularly my family, my wife, my daughters, my brothers from Aguilar, from Benue State, and everywhere who have come to be part of this occasion. I want to say today is not about a book, it is not about President Muhammadu Buhari, but it is about all of us that believe in the vision of a greater nation for our country. I thank you most sincerely. And I said the greatest gift for mankind is understanding and knowing the reality of the moment. And I think today the phenomenon of President Muhammadu Buhari has brought about reality on us. The presidency of President Muhammadu Buhari has actually shown us the reality that, of course, it is not possible for the dollar to ever be equal to 1 naira. That has also shown us that we have a military and nobody can actually take any single part of this country. The representative of the Chief of Army Staff, I want to thank you for making it here. I read yesterday that the Chief of Army Staff is somewhere in Goza, where Boko Haram once took over this country. These are part of the things that we believe in President Muhammadu Buhari, because today we have reclaimed our country and the country is for all of us. So I thank all of you for coming. Read the book. If you have your criticism, send it to us. We'll debate it. And if you have your appraisal, of course, pass it. The next book we'll be doing again, of course, we'll put everything together and we'll continue to build future for our children. Once again, I thank all of you for making it here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Philip Agbese, Esquire, there. Without waste of time, we'd like to welcome one of our Nigeria's finest. Is in the building. But to bring Mr. Ibu up, I want to call on one who is in his entourage here today. He's chief priest. You understand? And this one is like his altar boy. One of Abuja's finest, a brother, a friend. Fred Bright.
A very good afternoon, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My job here is very simple. I'd like to invite a father, a mentor, face of Africa, Nigeria's most handsome man. He's got 6 packs, ladies and gentlemen. I know you love him. Legendary Mr. Ibu. Please put yourself on Mr. Ibu as he comes forward. He's also a model. Very handsome man. They say God made man in his own image. Who made Ibu? I don't know. Now so God be.
Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. I bow before you. God will keep blessing all of you. At least bringing me here. I would have told you a story, but no time. No time. I nearly died last year. Nearly. But God is alive. I think for my first or second time to be face to face with Nigerians that are worth to be Nigerians, put your hands together for the men, please. My name is John Ikechukwu. These are my titles, men and novice, I beg. And they spray them because in the movie industry, and so we spray them. They grow. Okay? For the program, what they do, God bless you now. Anything they ask me to do, I go do them now. If I book lunch, I go do them now. I go lunch, but I no go feel bring money out. No. I go ginger anybody who want bring money out. Make you bring money out. Pay. But me, woo, I know. Last year, devil and his agents wanted to kill me, but on our prayers not work. On our prayer not allow and work. I have more years to stay. Will they meet like this in occasions like this? Anybody want to write this kind of book may continue writing it. Who write them? Man there. May God keep your brain. Make your brain there. Not be like us. When people say we not get sense. Our sense will not complete. With the right play, they do the film at the same time. I don't want to waste your time. May God bless you. Idiot, come. Not be your own idiot. The other one. You don't tell them, say, my name is John Okafabi. You don't tell them. No need, nothing remain.
Please put your hands together for this very handsome man. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. John Okafor, aka Mr. Ibu, came here today just to be part of the event because he believes in the ideas that inspired.
The book also highlighted resounding victory of President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 general elections and why the president has remained an exceptional leader in the military and political arena of Nigeria. This is where we'll call it a day from this live telecast of the book Integrity versus Power Play, Understanding the Buhari Phenomena. From all of us here, the Outside Broadcast crew, we wish you a wonderful day. I'm Hamman Chabani.
This is the network service of the NTA.
They talk to Cyril Stober. One-on-One, Wednesdays, 1:30 p.m. on NTA Network.
I'm actually a passionate baker. I don't rest until everything is done.
When I entered university, anytime I'm broke, I'll make cupcakes and go and sell to the other students.
Decorating cake it's an artistic thing, and art is, dynamic.
Join us on Baker's World every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. Baker's World, celebrating creativity. Don't miss it.
Dub, dub, da, dub, da, dub, da, dub, dub.